And so we came there to live with Kaka's cow. It's almost dawn when Mrs. Kaka comes to milk her cow. She'll bring you some coffee. Where are you going? To Dekerta. Don't leave me alone again. I'm terrified while you're gone. Don't worry, Anya. I'll be safe. If I didn't go out, we wouldn't have food. We wouldn't have this place. And we've got to find a warmer place for the winter, away from Sosnowiec if possible. I'll be okay. Come back quickly. I traveled often with the streetcar to town. It was 2 cars. One was only Germans and officials. The second, it was only the Poles. Always, I went straight in the official car. Heil Hitler. The Germans paid no attention of me. In the Polish car, they could smell if a Polish Jew came in. At the black market, I saw several times a nice woman, what I made a little friends with her. Good morning, Mr. Spiegelman. How do you do, Mrs. Motonowa? What do you have in your basket today? How about a loaf of fresh bread? Fine, fine. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any change. It's okay, keep it for your little boy. Are you and your wife still living in a barn? We haven't found anything better. Well, I've been thinking about it. Why don't you both move in with my son and me? What about your husband? He works in Germany and only comes home for 10 days every 3 months. I'll keep you hidden in the cellar when he's around. It sounds good to me, but it's over 20 kilometers to your house in Zopienice. My wife will be afraid to go. Don't worry, I'll escort you. That evening, she came with her 7-year-old boy to Kaka's farmhouse. I walked with Motonowa as if she was my wife, and Anya, like a governess, went with the little boy behind, and nobody even looked at us. We had here a little comfortable. We had where to sit. Remember, little one, never tell anybody there are Jews here. They'll shoot us all. Yes, Aunt Anya. The little boy was very smart, and he loved very much Anya. You had to pay Mrs. Motonowa to keep you, right? Of course I paid, and, well, I paid. What do you think? Someone will risk their life for nothing? I paid also for the food, what she gave to us from her smuggling business. But one time, I missed a few coins to the bread. I'll pay you the rest tomorrow, after I go out and cash some valuables. Sorry, I wasn't able to find any bread today. Always she got bread, so I didn't believe. But still, she was a good woman. In his school, the boy was very bad in German, so Anya tutored him. Ich bin, du bist, ist. She knew German like an expert. And soon he came out with very good grades. My teacher asked me how I improved so much, so I told him my mother was helping me. Whew. He was really a clever boy. But it was a few things here not so good. Her home was very small, and it was on the ground floor. Be sure to keep away from the window. You might be seen. Knock, knock. 1 minute! Quick, get in the closet. If somebody came, we had fast to hide. A letter from your husband, Mrs. Motonowa. Thanks. But I had something allergic in the closet. Ah! Or maybe it was a cold. I can't remember. But I always had to sneeze. Still, everything here was fine until one Saturday, Motonowa ran very early back from her black market work. This is terrible! The Gestapo just searched me. They took my goods. They may come search here any minute. You've got to leave. What? But where can we go? I don't know, but you must get out now. Oh my God, this is the end. Anya started to cry, but we had no choice. We'll walk toward Sosnowiec. At least we'll know our way around. Anya was so afraid she was shaking. Stay calm, walk as if we're strolling, and speak German. For hours we walked. Besuchen wir doch Frakawa. Gute Idee. Vladek, we're being followed. Relax. But if we turned a corner, they also turned. Es ist kalt. Ja, ja. Of course I was right. They didn't mean anything on us. Whoosh. They were just walking. Staying on the street all night, it is too dangerous. Maybe we can hide in that construction site. Good. I'm exhausted. Here was a foundation made very deep in the ground. Be careful. I jumped first in, and I pulled over bricks for Anya to step down. And here we waited a cold few hours for the day. It started to be light. Come, we won't be noticed if we mix with people out on the street. I'm so tired and cold. We can rest now. We came finally again to this place with the cow and went inside. Later, Kauka came in. Who's in here? The Spiegelmans? We had nowhere else to go. Well, I guess you can stay. But remember, I don't know you're here. Why, Mrs. Spiegelman, you're shivering. You can come into my house for an hour or so, till you warm up. She took Anya inside and brought to me some food. In those days, I was so strong I could sit even in the snow all night. Things can't be this bad everywhere. I'd give anything to get out of Poland. You know, before I took you in, I had a young man and his son here. 2 people I know smuggled them into Hungary. I heard he and his boy were doing well there. Hungary? Really? I'd like to meet those smugglers. She told me these 2 acquaintances visit often to her on Thursday evenings. Today was maybe Monday. I don't get it. Wasn't Hungary as dangerous as Poland? No. For a longer time it was better there in Hungary for the Jews. But then, near the very finish of the war, they all got put also to Auschwitz. I was there and I saw it, thousands, hundreds of thousands of Jews from Hungary. So many it wasn't even room enough to bury them all in the ovens. But at that time, when I was there with Kauka, we couldn't know then. So I went next day to Dekerta Street to buy food. Oh God, Mr. Spiegelman, you're alive! I'm so glad to see you. Mrs. Moranoa? I wanted to find a new connection to hide us, but really, I didn't think to find again her. Praise Mary, you're safe. I couldn't sleep. I felt so guilty about chasing you and your wife out. The Gestapo never even came to my house. I just panicked for nothing. Please, come back again. Anya was glad of going back, and Matanoa also. Always I paid her nicely. But that same night, we said goodbye to Kauka and went again to Sospianice. After we were back only a short time, well, my husband writes that he's coming home for his 10-day vacation. If he knew you were here, he'd throw us all out. But don't worry, you'll be all right in my cellar. I set up a mattress. I'll come down whenever I can. So each day and night, we sat in such a storage locker. In the days we were afraid to breathe, people came down often to their lockers. At night, we could move around a little, but it was something else down there. What is it? There are rats down here. Shh, calm down. Stop screaming. Those aren't rats. They're very small. One ran over my hand before. They're just mice. Of course, it really was rats, but I wanted Anya to feel more easy. But then Matanoa stopped to come down. It's been 3 days since she's brought any food. Here, have another candy. I had still candies. I organized on Dekerta. Only this we had to eat. Also, here we had no place where to wash, so Anya got on all her skin a terrible rash. I don't know what's worse, the hunger or the itching. Don't scratch. It's only shh. The door. I'm sorry I couldn't get down before. My husband is getting suspicious. He asked why I go to the cellar so often. He asked if I were hiding Jews here. He was joking, but still. Are you all right here? There are rats, giant rats. They're horrible. Well, you're better off with the rats than with the Gestapo. At least the rats won't kill you. And she was right. We were happy even to have these conditions. After the 10 days, her husband left and she took us back. It's good to be home, hey, Vladek? A lot nicer than the cellar. But I didn't feel safe here. It was too many ways somebody could find us out. I wanted to go better to Hungary. So when it came Thursday, I went in the direction and to take a streetcar to see Kauka in Sosnowiec. Look! I had to pass where some children were playing. A Jew! A Jew! They ran screaming home. Help, Mommy! A Jew! A Jew! Quick, the mothers came outside to see what was. The mothers always told so, be careful, a Jew will catch you to a bag and eat you. So they taught their children. I approached over to them. Heil Hitler. If I ran away, they would see, yes, it was a Jew here. Don't be afraid, little ones. I'm not a Jew. I won't hurt you. Sorry, mister. You know how kids are. Heil Hitler. So I came out well from this, but the experience cost me really a lot of hairs. When I arrived to Kauka, the two smugglers were there together, sitting in the kitchen. Please wait in the other room. They'll see you soon. Mr. Mandelbaum, Vladek Spiegelman. Mandelbaum, before the war, owned a sweet shop. Anya and I bought always pastries there. He used to be a very rich man in Sosnowiec. This is my wife, and you know my nephew. Hello, Abraham. What are you all doing here? Back when it was the ghetto, Abraham was a big member of the Jewish Council. We're trying to get out of Poland. To Hungary? Yes. Anya and I are trying to arrange that too. The smugglers proposed us how they would do. And at the border, our partners will take you through the mountains. Whew, it's risky and very expensive. We spoke Yiddish, so the Poles don't understand. Nee, was denkst die? Ich kenn die Frau Kauke. Über ich bin nicht sicher, wegen die zwei. So what do you think? I know Mrs. Kauke, but I'm not sure about these two. Merkt sie, ich gehe heute mit sie. Als alles Wetzen beseder, ich will schreiben, sie der. Listen, I'll go first. If everything is okay, I'll write back to you. The others want to think about it a while longer, but I'm ready to go now. Fine. I agreed with Mandelbaum to meet again here. If it came a good letter, we'll go. But if I ever talked of this plan to Anya, no, Vladek, you're crazy. It's too dangerous. But if we hear from Abraham, we're safe here. Forget about Hungary. But what do we do if the Gestapo comes to search for illegal goods? What if a neighbor notices us through the kitchen window? I'm not going. What if her husband finds out about us? Even the boy could let something slip. This war could last another 4 or 5 years. What do we do when our money runs out? Please. In Hungary, we could be free to walk the streets again, like human beings. I've always taken care of you. Trust me. I'm so scared. Don't do it, Mr. Spiegelman. It's just not safe. You don't know anything about these smugglers. It's like talking to a wall. We won't go unless we hear that our friend got through. I have an awful nightmares about your trip. Please, stay with me. Wait, now where are you going? To visit my cousin and see where he's hiding. If we do go to Hungary, he may be better off here with you. Milak helped me in Strodula. Maybe now, if he needed, I could help him. The janitor in the house Milak owned, she hid now him and his family, but oh boy, he was in a situation worse as I could imagine. I went to the janitor by trolley. Hello, I'm Milak's cousin, Vladek. Yes, he told me you might come. I have some company upstairs. I can't take you to Milak until they leave. Gentlemen, this is my cousin Vladek. Hi, cuz. Have a drink. So we talked, and they believed I'm her cousin. We're almost out of vodka. Bring some more, Minka. There isn't any. Bah! She's hiding her vodka, just like she's hiding Jews in her yard. The janitor and I froze our blood from fear. If you don't put another bottle on the table right away, we'll tell the Gestapo about the Jews you're keeping. Relax, fellows. Here's a few marks, Minka. Run downstairs and get another bottle for our friends. Attaboy. In 15 minutes, she came with a bottle, and they were happy. You see, your cousin knows how to entertain guests. To your health. We drank and we drank. Only near midnight, finally, they went home. I think it's safe to go down. Are you carrying food for Malak? I fed them earlier. This is just trash. The condition how Malak was living, you couldn't believe. I always bring garbage so the neighbors don't get suspicious. Psst, Malak, your cousin is here. In each courtyard was a very deep hole to throw in all the garbage. Inside the garbage hole was here separated a tiny space, maybe 5 feet by 6 feet. Vladek, I'm so glad you're alive. My God. I looked down only for a second, but in there was living Malak, his wife, and their 3-year-old boy. How can you live there? You must be freezing. We have no choice. At least our bunker is underground. And the decomposing garbage gives some heat. But people know you're in there. I told them my story with those Poles upstairs. What can we do? Listen, Anya and I may be going to Hungary. I explained our hiding place was not perfect, but better than his. I'll come again when I have more news, but it's very late now. I must go back home. And I was lucky. Nobody made me any questions going back to Zopianice. A few days after, I came again to the smugglers, and Mandelbaum was also there. Look, Vladek, my nephew is safe. They brought me a letter from him. It was in Yiddish, and it was signed really by Abraham, so we agreed right away to go ahead. But Anya just didn't want we would go. Please, Vladek, call it off. But it's all arranged. I've even given them half their money. No, 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 it's some kind of trick. Be reasonable. I saw Abraham's letter with my own eyes. What did it say? Dear Aunt and Uncle, everything is wonderful here. I arrived safely. I'm free and happy. Don't lose a minute. Join me as soon as you can. Your loving nephew, Abraham. I don't know. We leave the day after tomorrow from the Katowice train station. And finally, I convinced her. So I went one more time over to Malak in his garbage bunker and directed him now he must go to Zopianice and hide. And Malak and his wife and boy, they all survived themselves the whole war, sitting there with Matanawa. But for Anya and I, it was for us waiting another destiny. We came with no problem by trolley car to our meeting point with the Mandelbaums and the smugglers. Everything is arranged. Here are your tickets. Do you have the rest of our payment? Yes, of course, here. Where is your partner going? He's phoning ahead to the men who will meet you at the border. He'll join us on the train. Don't worry. But, of course, we did worry. So all of us together started on our journey. We traveled less than an hour till we came to the Bielsko-Biala. Here I used to have my factory, and here the smugglers disappeared. It was a big commotion. Gestapo came on every side. Hudan raus! In Katowice, it was only to them the smuggler phoned. Here they are! They marched us through the city of Bielsko. We passed by the factory, what once I owned. We passed the market where always we bought to eat, and passed even the street where we used to live, and we came till the prison, and there they put us. I had a small bag to travel. When they registered me in, they looked over everything. What's this? Shoe polish? Yes, I like to keep myself neat. With a spoon, he took out little by little all the polish. Well, well, a gold watch. You Jews always have gold. Wrapped in foil, I kept it hidden there. It was my last treasure. It was this watch I got from father-in-law when I first married to Anya. Well, never mind. They took it and threw me with Mandelbaum into a cell. Wait a minute. What ever happened to Abraham? Who? Oh, Mandelbaum's nephew. Yes, he finished the same as us to the concentration camp. But, yes, I'll tell you how it was with him, but now I'm telling you here in the prison. Here we got very little to eat, maybe soup, one time a day, and we sat with nothing to do. Why don't they put us to work like the rest of you? It means you won't be here very long. Every week or so, a truck takes some of the prisoners away. Excuse me, do any of you know German? My family just sent me a food parcel. If I write back, they'll send another, but we're only allowed to write in German. I knew well to write in German, so I wrote. In a short time, he got again a package. You did a great job. Take anything you want for you and your friend. It was eggs there. It was even chocolates. I was very lucky to get such goodies. A few days later, the trucks came. They pushed in maybe 100 of us. One more time, I was together with Anya. Here, darling, I have a present for you. Eggs? Cake? What? How? I had still things I got by writing this letter. No, you keep it. I'm not hungry. Here, at least take half for later. We came to the town of Oswiecim. Before the war, I sold textiles here. And we came here to the concentration camp, Auschwitz. And we knew that from here, we will not come out anymore. We knew the stories that they will gas us and throw us in the ovens. This was 1944. We knew everything. And here we were. My God. Yes, so it was. And when they opened the truck, they pushed men one way, women to the other way. Anya and I went to each other in different direction, and we couldn't know if we'll ever see each other alive again. This is where Mom's diaries would be especially useful. They give me some idea of what she went through while you were apart. I can tell you, She went through the same what me. Terrible. It's getting cold. Why don't we go upstairs and see if we can find her notebooks? No, I looked already. It's just not to find anymore. Well, let's check out the garage. You've got loads of stuff in there. No, you will not find it because I remind to myself what happened. These notebooks and other really nice things of Mother. One time I had a very bad day, and all of these things I destroyed. You what? After Anya died, I had to make an order with everything. These papers had too many memories, so I burned them. You burned them? Christ! You saved tons of worthless shit, and you... Yes, it's a shame. For years, they were laying there, and nobody even looked in. Did you ever read any of them? Can you remember what she wrote? No, I looked in, but I don't remember. Only I know that she said, I wish my son, when he grows up, he will be interested by this. God damn you, you murderer! How the hell could you do such a thing? Ah, to your father you yell this way? Even to your friends you should never yell this way. But I'm telling you, after the tragedy with Mother, I was so depressed then, I didn't know if I'm coming or I'm going. I'm sorry. Look, Pop, it's getting late. I'd better get home. Come first upstairs for a little coffee. No, really. I'd better get going right away. So telephone to me. You should visit here more often. Don't be such a stranger. Sure. You bet. So long, murderer.